Yo, episode 136 of the No Ideas Original Podcast. We got Illa Ghee tonight tapping in with us. Should be a dope discussion. Peace, Rob.
Peace, bro. What's going on with you?
Ain't nothing. How you, man?
I'm over here chilling, man. Nothing much is going on at home base.
I can't see your screen for some reason. It's all grayed out.
Because I got it turned the other way facing my damn computer. Crazy stuff. What's good, kid?
Ain't nothing. Yo, I was just thinking the irony of the discussion we had last week on last week's episode when we were talking about the pastor. Now you see the other pastor coming out getting mad at his congregation because they wouldn't get him on Movado. Did you see that?
So what's the and this is what I always said. Well, not always said, but this is why sometimes people have a disdain feeling about religion, particularly Christianity, because you see these pastors and you see these preachers, deacons, deaconess, they fly as hell. What's up, Lonnie? They fly as hell. And then you worrying about a Movado watch. I think I heard a piece of that. He said they sell Movado watches in Target. Like you couldn't give me one. Like
Yeah. He condemned them. He said they was broken everything.
Like, come on, son. Like, what? How are you coming at people who are using their life savings, their earnings, to find a way of freedom, justice, equality, some sort of fairness, some sort of prayer life where they can feel comfortable and feel at peace within themselves, and you arguing with them over what they couldn't afford you? Sense does that make? Where are we at? Is this church or extortion class? Like, what we doing?
That expectation been set, man. You know, they done built up the expectation that you gonna carry them.
What are we doing, son? So that's what I thought was real sour, man. Like, you know what I mean?
Yo, it's the reality of where we at though today. You know, like that's what I said. It's not only specific to cats in the church. It just is what it is. Like, you know, people just believe that somebody else should take care of them. What's up, Ella? We gonna bring you up right now.
Illa 2K, yes, sir. Yeah, man. I think that's a tough deal to be dealing with, man. But here we are. Like, what else is going on? Because everything is happening at the same time, man. For real.
There we go.
Illa, let me turn my joint up. I wish we could do live on my computer. You can hear it a little bit.
Right, I'm trying to bring Illa Ghee in now. There you go. What's up, bro? How you doing?
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
Peace, man. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it was good. I appreciate y'all, man.
Yo,
How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. How's everybody, man?
You look good too, Cant. You look good too.
It took 47 years to get this shit right here. You know what I mean? This shit ain't going nowhere. Like, y'all think I just did this on purpose. No, nigga, I cannot grow hair on my face.
Yo, so for those who don't know, we got Illa Ghee in the house, Brooklyn. You know, I was gonna say Brooklyn MC, but yo, as I was researching you for this interview, I'm gonna go with Brooklyn content creator. Like, yo, you got a lot of good content
Yo,
out
bro,
there, man.
God bless you. Yes, sir. We gonna talk
Podcast
about
to
that.
web series to music. Like, yo, I respect your grind, bro.
I
And
appreciate
before
it.
before this interview is over, you gotta plug your ad because I love when you said, "This is where hip hop meets comfort."
Right.
Come on,
Right.
son. You got
That's right here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
LG.net, man. It's just
That's
like,
right. That's right.
This is the most popular shirt, yo. This signature black shirt with the logo. Most, you know what I'm saying? The signature
I love
logo
it.
black shirt. People
I love it, bro. I love it.
Yo, so let me ask you this. Like, you know, we've been fortunate enough to have a number of dudes in the industry on this podcast, and I always ask them, you know, I always say to them, like, you know, when did you
A
know
lot
you
of
had
Brooklyn
something?
brothers too.
But in retrospect, yo, I've been thinking about that question, and I think about where we come from, and what I realize is that a lot of times somebody else sees something in us before we see it in ourselves. So my first question that I would pose to you is like, you know, when did somebody else tell you, yo, you got something that you need to run with?
Um, I it had to be my brother and my cousin, if anything.
Mm,
Right.
I started writing rhymes when I was 9 years old, but
damn.
that's because of them. You know, they used to like they had to like my cousin moms used to work late at night, so my
Right.
cousin and my brother, if we go over there on the weekend, they used to babysit me.
Mm.
So they would go out to the parties and the block parties and shit, and they would bring me, and they would just tell me, "Shut the fuck up, don't say nothing." And you know what I'm saying? And I just sit there, I just seen crowds, girls, everything. You know, my cousin was into battling people and everything and all that, so it had to be, if anything, had to be them.
Mm.
Right. Right. Close family. And you know what's crazy? Because when I hear you rhyme, I said, yo, this brother's like a walking soliloquy. Like your wordplay, your cadence. Like one of the craziest things you says, I'm crazy like a kamikaze, human Molly. Just piss on the paparazzi. My nigga, come on. I love shit like that. And when I hear it, right, and I say to myself, he must find the perfect producers. Because when I hear you on Hold It Down, I hear you on other stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
say he must find the perfect producers to rhyme with his cadence and his word talent. Like, where did that come from? Do you read a lot?
Well, you do 6 years, you're gonna read a lot too.
Yes. Well, of course, yes, sir.
So it's just like I actually dumbed it down actually because when I got locked up, I got into symbolisms and shit and all that. You
Mm.
know, it's super going crazy, and I always been a person that feel if you're an MC, your wordplay should be better. But
Right,
I'm learning that's not always true. But
Mm.
you know what I'm saying? I was just on some writing down everything I learned, and I started learning
right.
about, like I said, symbolisms. So at one point in time, if you ain't like really understand shit, you would not know what the fuck I'm talking about. Cause
Yo,
I
I
was
think
like,
one
and it would be some street shit, but
it'd
you
be some
just
free
wouldn't
shit.
know nothing. What the hell? All right, one for instance, right? I used to have this rhyme. I said, two snakes on a wand in a squared circle. Water could hurt you, but fire must stand vertical. And you know what I'm saying? I used to say that to people. Niggas like, what the fuck is you talking about? So what I was saying is, to snakes on a wand, that's a symbolism of healing,
Mm-hmm.
Right,
right?
right, right. That's
Medicine, healing, right? The
the
square
conducive.
circle,
Right.
yeah, the square circle is Earth. Because if
That's
you
right.
know what I'm saying, a square 4 times, you know what I'm saying, is
Right.
36, this is 360. So
That's
that's the
right.
square circle. So we need to heal the Earth. Water can hurt you, right? Because, water is really, it's a feeling, but it's also a solid. If you land in water wrong, you can get hurt. And
It cracks
also,
mountains, bro.
yeah, I forgot what culture they seen water as women.
That's
Mm.
right.
So
That's
water
right.
can hurt you, but in the same culture, fire is man. Also,
Look
fire
at that.
burns lateral. You know what I'm
See?
saying? So water can hurt you, but fire must stand vertical. So all I said was we need to heal the earth. Be careful of certain women because certain women can hurt you, but as a man, you need to stand up. And
Mm.
that shit was,
Yo,
Went,
let me
went
tell you
right over
something. You see
people's
what I'm saying?
heads.
yeah.
The walking soliloquy, man. I love it.
Yeah, yo, you just now you were saying though, just now you were saying you learned that it doesn't that wordplay. I guess your wordplay doesn't have to advance. Like, where
Nah,
did that come from?
I was super. You don't have to be to connect with people. You don't really have to be super MC-ish, and it took me a long time to learn that because
Okay.
it's the basics of, of people understanding what you're talking about. That's the whole
Right,
main thing. You know what I'm saying? When I get on my MC shit, okay, that's a whole different thing. But songs, I have to reach you and make you understand and feel the same
right.
fucking thing that I'm talking about in here. And it
That's
took me
right.
a long time to figure that out.
Is that New York shit though? Because New Yorkers, for with us being from New York, we appreciate lyricists and lyricism and
Yeah,
wordplay.
it would be that. It would be that. I would say it's that. And it's just like, I didn't the song thing, I mean, before I got locked up, I was making songs, but I also was saying a lot of street things.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one night, um my boy had cannabis before, he went with what's the name? Um
Charles
Rockcliffe?
Sue. He went
yeah,
with Charles Sue, right?
Wyclef.
Oh.
And me and Cannabis rhymed in East New York for a long time. But I was like, you know, he was saying his shit, and I was saying every street shit possible. And I never forget, one of my cousin people was like, yo, let me talk to you for a minute. And he was like, yo, you're going to get somebody killed. He's like, you're saying,
too much shit out there.
Entirely too much. You know what I'm saying? You're saying entirely too much. And I was like, word. So that always made me like, you know what? I'm not going to, you know, talk about the street shit. And you know what I'm saying? Because I can really, I was actually talking to one of my OGs about that today. Was like, yo, I could really say some real crazy shit for people to understand of what I've been through. But I'm learning how to say it in a different way. And the shit is like therapy, man. It's definitely like therapy.
Yo, you know who was one of the craziest lyricists to me that was like on some street shit, and a lot of the shit they said went over their head? Rest in peace to $500,000. Like, yo, $500,000 was crazy. $500,000 used to say shit that was just like mind-blowing that a lot of people didn't grasp. You know, and it's unfortunate that he's not here now. But if you even go back and listen to the shit he was saying, like, he was light years ahead of where some of these dudes are now.
Yeah, I had an old demo that I had. Somebody turned it into a white label. I'm still trying to find out who did that. But I had a song I had called Thug Thoughts, and somebody turned it to a white label. It was on my demo before I got locked up. I said so much shit there, streetwise. And nobody didn't get it. Like, nobody didn't get it back then.
Yeah, man. And that's crazy, because I was definitely going to ask you, man, talk about the power of words and how they're used incorrectly and how these words can alter someone's perception of you based on what someone else said. And I think I heard you said in an interview about, I think someone asked you about, did you read P's book? And some of the things he listed in there, but it didn't have that much of a positive effect on your perception of you because of what was said in there. You know what I'm saying? It did make the road any smoother. In other words,
I hear that all the time. Like, bless the soul. Even Price was like, "Yo, son, I read the book, and it looked like you just had all the guns." It just looked like, and I was like, word, like, I'm like, word there. I was like, I didn't listen to it. He's like, nigga, read that book, listen to the book.
Yeah, that you have Virginia locked down.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. Like, and then I'm like, it felt like regular to me, but everybody else was just like, oh, I lost a show behind that book one time.
Damn.
Somebody was like, that's the guy from Prodigy's book? Nah, we don't want to deal with it. I'm like,
crazy.
really? I'm like, really, nigga? Everybody else talking about how much they shoot everything up. I said nothing. I said nothing at all. I never said nobody was a punk. I never said fuck so-and-so. And you don't book me like the quiet nigga. Like, you don't book me.
Right. But like, I think you also said when people read books travel to your imagination. So you create your own picture of what this person sees. So you see somebody coming, like, oh shit, here he come. He's packing, or whatever the case may be.
It's a wild thing. I remember in a club with Prodigy, bless his soul, and this big dude. Like, and this the first time I met Black Rob, bless his soul too. So we was in the club, and I seen this dude. All I'm gonna say is I've been through some things, did some things. And I see this dude just keep staring, and then all of a sudden I see him walking through the crowd. So I turned to P. I was like, "Son, get ready." So standing out, he was like, "What happened?" I was just like, "Don't worry about it." So dude come, and he's standing next to me, and I'm like, "All right, let me get ready. I don't know where I'm gonna hit this big nigga at, where it was something, but it's going down." And he was like, "Yo, you Illa Ghee?" And I just turned and was like, "What's up?" And the nigga said, "Yo, I'm a big fan." I'm like, "My man, like, yo, you can't, yo, what the fuck?" I'm like, "Yo, what, you can't do it." I was like, "Cool," but I was like, "No, please don't do that. No, I don't understand. Like, please don't do that."
Yo, so the first time I heard you was on Hell on Earth, and it was General G then.
It was always Illa Ghee. I got locked up the very next day. Because I was supposed to be on the Infamous also. I was on Up North Trip on the Infamous.
So I went back and I listened to that.
Yeah, and that I said General G. right? And I was just saying in general, General G, ready for war. And they just called me General G. But then I got locked up with that right after that too. Then I came back. They did Hell on Earth. I did my verse for Hell on Earth. I got locked up the next day. And so P didn't tell him, like, yo, his name is Illa Ghee, so they just put General G.
Yo, it's a good thing you wasn't on Murder Music. You would have been.
Yeah, because I said Illa's the name, two guns that look the same.
Yeah. The classic line knowing is the handle BI, smoke a CI, snuff a CO.
Yeah,
that everybody, Mobb Deep had a knack for making records that weren't necessarily set out to be party records, because they were supposed to be street records, but they were embraced as party records. So every time I heard that, I was like, yo, it's party records.
I missed the whole thing. One of my people, I called home one time and they was like, yo, they playing it everywhere. And I couldn't feel the effects of it. I was locked up. So I was like, word. And you just told me something. I never knew that was the raging line on it. So
yeah. That was the classic line on there, man. So
how would you view hip hop today, knowing your history and where you come from? Because hip hop is a different animal as it was when we grew up. I mean, there was a certain love for the game. Is hip hop sick? Is hip hop malnourished? Does hip hop need some CMOS? Does it need a home cooked meal? Like, what the fuck is going on in the game?
Hip hop is still alive and well. See, the thing is, people don't understand. Hip hop is here. Hip hop is strong. It's rap is what you're speaking about. Rap is when people is signed. Rap people that's in rap, they don't have control of really what they do. They have to deal with the labels. So hip hop is the culture. Hip hop is what you do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That is the culture, how you dress, everything. But rap is the business, and they don't give a fuck about how you affect people. They just know this is the hot shit. This is what we need you to make something like that. And if you don't make something like that, we will shelf you, and we'll move on and leave you what it is, and you will owe us money. So it's nothing wrong with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got Eclipse and Static Selector, shout out to all of those, and
shout out to that Marco Polo.
Hip hop.
Marco Polo.
Yeah, Marco Polo. They're playing hip hop, but it's on. You know what I'm saying? It's the culture. It's rap that is. Rap is building up. You got some artists that is saying what they need to say. You know what I'm saying, and using lyrics. It's just like it's more about energy with rap now.
Yeah. With the drill music and these young guys, the younger generation, they're supposed to have that energy. They're young, they're feeling creative, and they're coming up with their own style. So you got to give it credit where credit is due.
Yeah, but
I'm an old fart. So you see, I'm an old fart. I like lyrics, bro. I need to hear what you're saying.
But if some of them are starting to say lyrical stuff. Everybody, the gripe with our generation was say something. You know what I'm saying? Say something. I want to, like, even though we're partying, I still want to hear you say something slick. You know what I'm saying? I still want to hear, I'm a fan of arrogance. I love an arrogant rapper. I like it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't give a, I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to be like, man, fuck this nigga, but I love that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I want to hear something crazy like, ooh, that was something. Even in,
that was slick.
Yeah, even in song form, I want to hear something slick, almost, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's some of them that is, filling us. So like, actually, let me see. I think it's Da Baby. It's too many close names, but I think the Baby is, he's speaking from the chest. It's a couple things, like certain things that I like that one song. I got time today. You know what I'm saying? I like that shit. Moneybag Yo. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Who's that, man? Fuck that. I don't trust nobody. Like, that's my shit. Like, it's aggressive.
Yeah.
I like that shit.
That aggressive shit.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front that. I do think that there are some artists that we currently have out now, like newer artists, that they have something to contribute to the culture. I want to go back to what you were saying in terms of like the difference between hip hop and rap. And like being shelved as a rapper, like you never signed like a major label deal. Was that by choice, or was it just something that was just never thrown your way? And if it was by choice, what made you decide to say like, nah, I don't want to fuck with a major?
I mean, the major, I had to learn towards the end. I tried. I had two instances on the table. Um, One of them I just felt disrespected. I'm not going to reveal what label that was.
Mm-hmm.
And they was just like, if they would have said it in a different way, then I probably
Right.
would have did it because I didn't understand it. Because
Right.
we was going up there all the time. Shouts to Team Demo. And you know, I was trying to show them that I can do like radio friendly records.
Mm-hmm.
So they literally said, "This is dope," but they literally slid the CD back across and said, "This is not what we want to hear from you."
Mm.
Wait for that. Just leave that alone for a little bit.
Yeah, this is not what we want to hear from you. They was like, you know what I'm saying? And it was just like how he was like, you know what you did. Talk that street stuff you did. You know what you did about the thing. And it was just like, I just got tight and was like, nigga, fuck you. Like in my mind, like, fuck
Right.
you, nigga. Like that street shit. Like you want me to talk reckless? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's already enough. I feel, it's a trap. Like it's, it's basically that's the thing I learned. Like in the streets is a trap.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, you know what I'm saying, to push that thing that they're pushing, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, that can't be it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I could talk reckless with the best of them on the street shit, but it's like, if he would have been like, speak your truth, then that's different.
Right.
But the whole, talk that street stuff. You know that
Talk
stuff
that
you
shit,
did.
nigga. Yeah,
Yeah,
talk that talk.
you know what you did. Talk that. We want to hear
Yeah.
that. I was like, man, fuck you. You
Yo,
know what I'm
so-
saying? And it just,
No matter what it is, right? It's just a different product. They want you to push a different product.
yeah. And actually, that whole time, everybody that they signed at that time did nothing.
Mm.
So, maybe, plus I had a crazy dream about the head of the label, and that really was like, oh, no. I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, no.
This ain't gonna work.
Um, so you, to me, you kind of have the distinction, and I look at it as an honor as being a person who probably early on in the game where a lot of people were reluctant to go the independent route, you hit the independent road running strong, and as a result of it, it sort of became like your staple in terms of how you did your projects and everything. Like, do you look at that as being a good thing that you've always been the independent?
I mean, I learned a lot. I mean, coming home, I watched Mobb Deep, how they put projects together, and that's when like 50 was out of control. And so I'm like, oh, that's what it is. Okay, we're just gonna copy that. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
And and it just came. You start learning more things, and you seeing how things are done. It's like, oh, okay, so let me go here, because if you go this way and then you owe money. And I mean, Lord Finesse just taught me something recently. Dad, it is a motherfucker how they rob you, man. Like,
shout out to
really,
Lord Finesse.
Shout out to Lord Finesse, because that was a super jewel he just taught, like a super jewel, and it made sense because I remember talking to Prodigy, bless his soul, about we only make enough to keep the budget going, and I'm like, how? And now I understand how, and it's just like. They stick up game. That paperwork stick up game is something.
Yeah, we had Lil Finesse on the on this podcast, and he for like an hour just dropping jewels about the industry.
Right, he just kept laying it out.
Was in session. Everybody was in. Kid Capri was on. Granddaddy IU was on. Everybody, and just it was an amazing discussion. What's it like? Can you tell us, like, from start to finish? Like, walk us through how does a person go from producing an independent project, like from even the infancy of writing to getting it to the shelf, and how that's evolved over time? Because I know before it was about CDs. Now, upload to a streaming service, you good to go.
Yeah, streaming services. Really, you just do it. That's all I can say is just do it, and then learn about marketing, because that's the main thing. You know what I'm saying? At one point in time, everybody was like, "Oh, I got a distribution deal," but that shit means nothing if nobody knows the project exists.
Right.
So it's just like, do it. Just do it. Do what your heart tells you. Do the work. do the songs, find somebody to create a sound with, do everything, and then just, you know, put it out, put it on the streaming site, and it's out. It's in the street.
Right.
It's in the, you know what I'm saying? It's in the streaming site. So, and then it's like I said, if anything, learn about marketing, because that's the hardest motherfucking part right there. Is
Right.
getting people to know that your project exists.
That's right. That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying? You gotta, I mean, in that aspect, this is what the, you know, the whole, for me, this is like selling drugs in that aspect. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
you got to
Right.
pretty much put it out there constantly to let people know it's out there, it's out there, it's out there. You know, posting it one time, like I was a victim of it. I'm guilty of it too. Posting it one time on your page and all that other stuff, it's not going to do it.
Your content is your product.
Yeah.
So you got to move it just like that.
Exactly.
Pack it
That's
up,
why you
ship
see
it.
me with the t-shirt on right now. Because you got to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta wear it. If you don't do it, if people don't believe you and believe in your own shit, then
Why
how
they
you
hip
gonna
hop.
do it? Yeah.
Where hip hop meets
Where
comfort.
hip
Make sure
hop
you
is
go get
coming.
that. Man, hip hop. I love that. I swear I love that, sir. But I'm gonna take a couple of steps back, man. I listened to your thought of the day, episode 102, and that seemed to me it seemed heartfelt because you talked a lot about your relationship with Prodigy. But one thing that stood out to me was when I guess y'all were in Vegas and he put you on the stage
Yeah,
because
I never forget
the
that.
music wasn't working. Talk
Yeah,
about that a little
yeah,
bit.
he worked the shit out of me that night. So I was like, yo, you know, going to Vegas, can you go? I was like, yeah, I'm going. Go to Vegas. It was P and Nori, shouts to Nori.
No,
That
drink
was it.
champ.
Yeah. And then, you know, it was P turn to go on stage. Something happened. He goes, yo, Illa, this is my nigga Illa Ghee. Yo, rap for him. So I say a freestyle. Everybody cheer, yeah. He like, yo, we ready? And he's like, no. He's like, nah. Yeah, rap for him again. Illa. I was like,
Keep
yo,
going,
what the
son.
fuck?
Keep going.
Yeah, I'll rap him again. And nigga's like, yeah. Everybody cheer, yeah. We ready? No. You not? No.
Keep
Hey,
going.
Illa, rap again. Rap this. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? I did. Somebody bought me a sandwich or something. Like, this is this. But it was dope, though. You know what I'm saying? I've recently been in that area. And it, you know, gave me flashbacks. Like, I was just, like, in a trance, just thinking about the whole thing of being out there. Then I went to the place where Tupac was killed, the street, the
Wow.
very area, and all that other thing. So it was just,
Wow.
it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yo,
Wow.
I appreciate what you was just saying about, you know, just doing it. Cause like, again, like just, you know, listening to your music and watching the web series and everything. Like I got that from you. Like you a dude that's like, all right, I got an idea. I'm gonna produce it. Like you're a deliverable type dude to me that if you say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it. You're gonna make it happen.
Show proof.
And I think
Right.
that a lot of times there are people that are creators, but they're creators and they get stuck in their head around the production aspect of how they're going to do it, and they never actually come up with the deliverable because they spend so much time, you know, trying to get it together. So I appreciate people that's like delivery oriented, because me and Rob, this podcast just came out of during the pandemic being like, we want to do a podcast, you know, and we, of course, we had conversation about what it could be about and who we would want to talk to. But at the end of the day, we was like, we got to have content. We gotta have episodes. We got to talk to different people. You know, so I respect that about people that's content creators or just people that just like, all right, I have a dream. It's something I want to see come to fruition. I'm going to figure out how to do it.
Right.
You know, so salute to you for that. Tell us about how you and P met.
Which P? Prodigy?
Yeah. And I want to hear about how you and P. Sean Price met too.
Prodigy, we went to school together. I met Prodigy because I was gonna roll. So we both was in the high school of art and design, and
Okay.
you know, for Brooklyn at that time, it was just like, P had like chains on, and you know, at that time it was just like, you need to earn that. Like, you just can't, you know. I always felt everybody, you know, was like hip hop. They would wear it for the culture. And in Brooklyn, you had to earn to wear that shit. So I had a bunch of rings on. And I seen them, and I was like, oh, yeah, I'm taking this chain. I'm taking them shits. And then a friend of mine met him, and it was like, yo, nah, son is cool, and son is cool, and I met him, we talked, and became my brother.
Mm.
And I seen them, go to Coney Island, do the demos and all that other shit, and you know what I'm saying? Like the rest is history.
Rest is history.
And Sean Price, how you end up meeting him?
Sean Price, I seen an interview where they was like Illa Ghee and Sean Price have similar styles, so on and so forth. I don't think so. I personally don't think we have similar styles.
Nah.
And so we was in the same studio. Plus we have a mutual friend. Shout outs to Experience for Team Demo. And it was just like, yo, we should do a song together. He said, cool. Opportunity came. We did the song, Price to Be Illa. Then, we wasn't like super friends after that. Then it's just like over time, we just like got cool, started going to studio or whatever. And that became my brother also. It happened organically. It wasn't forced. It wasn't trying to chase me down. It's like, oh, yo, please, Sean, be my friend. Like, it was none of that.
Nice. I calling you the Barry White over beat production. Because your vernacular is crazy, so you sound like Barry. Your shit. And that's what attracts me to listen. Because when I heard Hold It Down, I'm like, who's this gorilla sounding grizzly bear dude?
And I don't hear it. I really don't hear it.
But killing it. As from a production standpoint, I agree with you. I think you said that you would love to work with Alchemist. I would love to hear that project, bro.
Yeah.
If that ever can happen. But who would you see yourself working with or would love to work with that you haven't worked with?
I would definitely like to work with like Crisis.
Crisis is dope. He just did a joint with Mussolini that's hot.
Yeah.
It's real dope.
Like Crisis. I would love to, the crazy as it seems, I would love to have a full project with Havoc, because
That'd be dope.
like, being around them was
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? It was like the full sound, and Havoc was the one that was like, yeah, I don't think you should go out of town.
Yeah, stay home, bro. Stay home.
Yeah. But at that time, you know what I'm saying? That's a whole different subject. I'm not even going to talk about that. But Havoc, Crisis, of course, Alchemist, a full project with Alchemist. Like High Tech. I like High Tech.
High Tech. Gee, wow.
Now,
that's a name you haven't heard in a minute.
Yeah, High Tech, Just Blaze.
All right. Whoever's out there listening, listen, man. Call these people up, man. Let's get Illa Ghee in the booth with them guys.
Yo, Illa. Kid Capri in the room. You should get a track from Kid Capri too. Kid Capri got fire.
Kid Capri, the legend. Of course. Let him come up with something like some soulful violence. It gotta die. I don't play with nobody beats. All beats gotta die.
Murder them shits, yo. Murder them shits.
Yeah, everything gotta die. Like I have a whole, you know what I'm saying? Gotta go.
Kid said, did you hear his album, The Love? I listened to it.
No, I didn't hear. I will go check it out after this interview. I definitely will go check it out.
Who did production on Social Graffiti? Because a lot of the music on there is crazy too. It's like
a lot of different people on Social Graffiti. Like I had something from it was just a lot of different people. I can't even remember a lot of different people on Social Graffiti, but Social Graffiti was my revenge album. So for some reason in my mind, I thought people were saying I couldn't rhyme.
Nah.
So I was just like,
no.
you know what, everybody.
Who the fuck are they? Hopefully they're not on here.
So I was just like, you know what, everything just gotta go super overhand, and I was just like, that was Social Graffiti was my revenge shit.
Nah, I look, because a lot of it, of course, I heard on the streaming service, and on the streaming service on Tidal, it doesn't show like the producers. So I'm like, yo, who's doing these beats? Because all the beats was crazy.
A lot of them is my people, Crummy Beats out of Virginia.
Okay.
Shouts to Crummy Beats, like
yo.
Crummy, Team Demo, my boy Juice Polar. We all try to I try to create the hood lower version of like Puffy had the Hitman. You
Hitmakers,
know,
yeah, son.
try to get a crew together, and
Yeah.
these dudes get me excited with especially goddamn Crummy Beats. You know, the violence they make, it just makes me go crazy. And even like Jules Polar, like all of them, Team Demo, like everybody just, you know, Team Demo is the one that was responsible for Bullet in the Bracelet when I first came home. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just, and everything just got to die. That's all. Everything must die.
You gotta lock in though. You gotta lock in with Kid Capri in here because Kid Capri got some heat.
Please, brother. You know what I'm saying? Capri, holla at me, DM me. I don't know what we got to do, but you know, however it got to go. But you know, if you allow it, yeah, that shit got to go.
Yo, I
Ask Capri, if you don't know about me, ask Lord Finesse about.
Yeah,
I know I'm sure Capri knows, son.
Ask Havoc about.
Capri don't miss a beat too much.
He got his ear to the street. He know. Kid Capri know he got his ear to the street. Yo, I want to switch gears for a second and talk about the web series, New York Minute. How did, I guess, what inspired you to create a web series? And just so people know, so you wrote it, you directed, executive produced it, probably cast it.
Everything.
Yeah.
All the stuff.
I learned about blocking, everything. That basically was about me. Like the character Deuce is lightly based on me, because when I first came home from jail, like, you know, quite a few friends thought I was going to get back into the whole street thing. So, you know, one of the rules that I learned from the OG, the second bid hurts the worst. Why? Because you know better.
Because you know better.
Yeah, so you know better. So, you know, a lot of people don't understand the street life is a trap. And, I know that's what they left us with. So, and whoever wrote that, Body Music is my first project. And shouts to you for even knowing that. That's like when I really, really first came home with Body Music. Yeah, so it was loosely based on a guy coming home from jail, finding out that, you know, the street life is a trap, and he wanted to change his life. So that's how Deuce was. And he has friends that, you know, they just like, yo, we started together, we finished together. And, you know, everybody had their own lives that they were dealing with. Deuce wanted to enter the game, but he was just such a piece of shit before he got locked up that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people don't believe that he changed. People don't, you know, he did a lot of dirt to people that he want to correct, and he want to try to make things right, but shit just can't. Yeah, you just can't. Certain things you just can't correct, and he just wanted to do the best he can again before, you know, and help his friends get out the life of crime, because he knows where it goes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So one of the things that when I look at that, like I love watching web series. I like watching the movies on Amazon Prime and all that. Again, because like I was saying earlier, like I'm a deliverable dude. I like to see people who have a dream to bring something to life, actually make it come to life and, you know, see it through. One of the things that I always wonder about this stuff is that when you have like these productions that you're starting up and doing these web series and everything, it's got to be very difficult to probably get people to buy in and see your vision, because not everybody's process oriented. Some people are like, all right, you know, I want to shoot this. We know we need to get a deal. We need this, we need that, or whatever. Like, what did you do to actually get people to buy in and see your vision and go along with you to do this?
Just grab a camera and shoot.
How about that?
And film. The first season I had no fucking clue what the hell I was doing. I mean, when I was locked up, I read a book on how to write characters. I know to give my characters a goal. And, you know what I'm saying, if you give them a goal, then people will buy into it. Because after a while, everything is good when, you know, you're just sitting there. You know, everybody think it's about, you know, just hustling and all that. Nah. Man, you know what I'm saying? New York Minute is about change and how hard it is to change in a hostile urban environment. And that's not easy. You know what I'm saying? That's not easy. Because when you come from the era I came from, I'm like 89, my era is like 89 to 96. And that was a very, you know, most of every time was a dangerous time, but it was a real dangerous time. There was no cameras, nigga. We had shootouts for like 15, 20 minutes. And you know what I'm saying? Really, and police didn't show up until everything was over, until we broke out. So, you know what I'm saying? This is a time of like everybody is like almost like some cowboy shit. Everybody's walking around with hammers and you know what I'm saying. So you know, it's about. I remember coming home and I figured out how we got into shit. One, you didn't have nothing going on in your life, and you bored. And so when you bored, you get into shit. And that transition of like, all right, I know it's boring. Okay, let me jump into that. You can't do it. You can't do it. You have to do something better. You have to give yourself a goal every time. Every time you achieve a goal, make up another one so you can go for that one. Because you know what I'm saying? Like after a while, just looking and studying, they say that most people that have issues is athletes. And because once you make that goal, a lot of people get depressed because what are they fighting for after that? They don't give themselves another goal.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. And they say the devil.
Godchild, my sis, hey mama.
Shout out to you, baby. People say the devil's playground. You know, idle mind is a devil's playground because you're leaving your imagination to the environment. If the environment is not conducive to anything positive, you're naturally going to follow what's going on in the environment because you become a product of that environment. So that happens. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So
and
this
that's
is what they left.
unfortunate.
You know what I'm saying? This is what they left us with. Because if I would have knew about, like I'm teaching myself now about being financially literate. And if we'd have knew about that shit back then and the economy and all this other shit, they can't fucking touch us. They know we would blow them out of the water because we did it before with Black Wall Street. And that's a plan for them to destroy that. You know what I'm saying? And there was more than one Black Wall Street. So it's just that, you know what I'm saying? This was left to us to have the school thing. And, you know, not a people, I used to cut, you can ask anybody, my nigga, I was G the barber. I cut hair. I was G the fucking barber. You know what I'm saying? And the fact is, like, no one, not even my mom's, no one, you can't blame them because they didn't know. No one said, Ella, get a LLC, go to what's the name, save up money, get a loan, and get a shop.
Yeah, get a shot, get a storefront.
I didn't know how to do it. No one knew how to do it.
Yeah, that education wasn't in our hoods like that.
Nobody made it out to say, hey, young man, yo, you should have, since you got this and everybody come to you, get a business. Yo, let's save up your money, get an LLC, this and this and this. No one told us that. We didn't know. So that's why I try to preach that to my sons and friends and all that shit now. Like, yo, it's important. And that's why you see a lot of younger, despite what people may think, a lot of younger generation are doing very well.
Yes, sir.
Money illiterate, and that's very important for us.
Yes, sir.
Very important for us.
But yo, real quick, Rob, let me say this. But yo, Illa, I will say this though. I think we did have the business acumen. I just think that we didn't apply it to legit business. Because you think about like people, the stuff that people was doing in the street. They were running organizations in the street.
Yeah,
it was business.
That was business.
Legit. The sad part is I've learned a lot. For me, if I can turn it into street shit, I understand it, and that is fucked up. But that's how I learned.
That's the game.
I'm like, oh, basically a loan ain't nothing but loan sharking. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like one of my favorite.
Make sense.
Yeah, one of my favorite shows is fucking one is The Prophet, and the other one is Shark Tank. The Prophet and Shark Tank. And
Shark Tank is good.
I'm like, nigga, that's loan. All that is loan sharking. And that's what made me feel like, okay, these dudes are millionaires. If these motherfuckers are millionaires and they still getting up hustling, letting their money work, what the fuck am I doing?
Talk about it.
I cannot say it like, despite anyone, I don't have a PS4, PS5, or PS nothing. I don't have none of that shit. I don't play none of that shit. I'm entirely too broke to be sitting there playing that shit all day. That's how I feel.
That's a fact. I feel you on that.
I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I still live in the fucking projects. I'm trying to get out of here. I want to start a business. I want to start it, and I will not stop until I do it.
That's right. That's right. And you're going to do it.
Yeah.
I want to change gears on not on the podcast, because we're talking positive, but there's something that you talked about. I think it's something that you're doing called Beautiful Lies. Talk about that.
Beautiful Lies is a thing. I want parents to communicate with their kids.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Because my mother, bless her soul, turns out, my mother had a hell of an attitude. And she wasn't very communicative. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a lot of us, for selfish reasons, There's things that I wanted that I couldn't get and I couldn't understand it. And by my mom saying that she couldn't do it made me feel that I was a burden.
Okay.
So that's what
But
made me start.
most kids do feel that way. Most kids
Yeah.
do feel like that.
So
That
that's what made me start, not knowing better, not really understanding what's going on. And I was like, well, I need to do things on my own to get that. So a lot of things come from parents not really explaining things to their kids. It's just that I'm the parent, you listen. And if things were more explained, and
right,
you let them know what your goal is. Like, look, I can't afford this right now, but look, this is my goal. I want to go for this and this. Like, once again, you can't blame it, because a lot of parents just like, hey, I'm here, I'm comfortable, I'm not looking to do anything else, I'm not looking to start a business, I just want
that's
to be
right,
comfortable, man. Listening. So it's, you gotta speak to your kids, know what they're doing, ask them what's going on once in a while. You know what I'm
that's
saying? You
right,
ain't gotta be nosy and demanding and all the time. I mean, of course, they need to understand the child, being in a child's place, but explain to them. Grab your, what I'm saying? Grab your kids. I
right,
got 2 boys. Excuse me. And I take them and make them understand. Yo, what's an asset and a liability? You know what
there
I'm
you
saying?
go,
When you look in the mirror, what do you see? What is your
there you
plan
go,
for this? If you get this toy, is this an asset or is it a liability?
that's right,
So what I'm saying? You need to understand that once it's in your mind. Like, what are you gonna do? You know what
right,
I'm saying? And just let them know, like, look, there's so and so things I just can't do it, and I'm not gonna do it because that don't. What's the name? That's not. I don't think that's productive for you to have this
right,
at this point in time. But you can do this. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you. Yes, I want you to get a job to understand what it is, but I'd rather you learn so you could then move forward to having your own business.
right. And you know what? And that's the trajectory we need to go on, man. Because children are naturally revolutionaries, and the reason why they're revolutionaries is because revolution implies change. Revolution means change. And these children are evolving every single day. So you got to have an open communication line with them, starting with home and starting with your parents. And if that would be better, yeah, they'll feel a lot comfortable going out and feeling a lot comfortable about
Yeah,
sharing some of the insecurities, things they fear of. Why is this happening? And
yeah,
you create a better bond,
yeah.
man.
You get a hell of a bond with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't my oldest son. He had a couple of he wanted to kind of attempt to do street shit. I mean, you had to mix both with a little threat and a little love. Like, yo, you do know I know a lot
Tough
of people,
love.
man.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You do know I know a lot of people, and one of my people catch you wrong, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you up, and I'm gonna tell them to
Period.
fuck you up too. You know what I'm saying? So and
Right.
then
Take
it's
it back
still,
there, right? Take
yeah,
it back there.
yeah, and you still got to explain to them, but like, yo, it's not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's just plain and simple. It is not worth it. You know what I'm saying? You sit there, look dumb in the face. Hey, man, I like women. I don't want to be around niggas all day. And that's what
Right.
jail is. You're going to be
Right.
around niggas all day. Sweaty, musky, people lying, telling shit that they ain't fucking do. Niggas that, for what? It's not worth it. For what? A name? For a couple of
Right.
dollars, you're not going to make it. Beth, VA, what's good, mama? And you know what I'm saying? It ain't going to make it. It ain't going to make it. There's very rare. Only person that made it out is Frank Matthews,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
and that's about it. Everybody else, you ain't too much make it out unscarred and unscathed. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I actually, it's just not worth it, man. It's just not worth it. So,
Communication is key, man, and it's
yeah,
important. So
yeah, man, yeah,
when you communicate with your child, you start to imply trust, and that's
yeah,
what you want. You want the trust value to happen because it's a lot of non-trust out there between parents and kids. Is why kids turn to rebels, and once a kid start to feel like he got to learn on his own, that's it. That's
yeah.
a thin line to get them back. You know what I mean? To listen to what you got to say. So
But
shout out to you for creating that project, Beautiful Lies, bro.
Yeah,
you know why
man.
that's rough for us though, because for us it's a two-way street. That communication got to be a two-way street. But we were raised
Yes,
in
sir.
a generation where your children are to be seen and not
Not
heard.
heard.
So that dialogue didn't really exist. Like what your parents were saying was sort of the law, and that was it. There was no back and forth about. I mean, even think about it now. Like there are conversations now that people have with their children around depression and everything. In our day and age, I never heard nobody go to their parents and
Depression.
be like, yo, I'm depressed.
Right.
You know, maybe we didn't have the language. Maybe we didn't have the language back then. But I do definitely think that, you know, like what Rob is saying, like, you know, kids are responsible for this, the evolution and pushing us forward. Like, even if you look in today's industry, you know, in the workforce, the things that once appealed to us don't appeal to kids anymore, right? So for us, it was like, yo, you get a good job, you get benefits, you get good pay, you can retire. But now you got kids that's like, yo, all right, what's the work-life balance? Like, you know, why does got to be a 40-hour job? Do I need to physically
Yeah.
be here? Can I work from home? Can this
Kids is
job be
already
done over the
CEOs,
phone?
yo.
I think I always felt like that. Like I with that old 40-hour shit and all that other. Like I always felt like that, but that's just what was taught to us.
Yeah.
And that comes down from the line. Like that generation is broken. But
Right.
still, if you have the knowledge enough, explain it.
Mm-hmm.
Explain it, even if you know certain things, because a lot of things kids get into because kids are cruel, and you know we're caught up in fashionable stuff and so on and so forth. Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? You caught up into all that other stuff, and that is, you know, you just no one wants to be joked on. Nobody wants to be, you know what I'm saying, all that other stuff. And it comes
Ridiculed
down
and
to
all
that.
that.
It's like, oh, I can't have the Louis. I'm gonna be called a bum out here in the streets. I can't have that. But the parent needs to explain that doesn't make you. That's not gonna make you a better person.
Right. That's right.
Speaking of having a language now, how do you think mental health has impacted people in the hood?
Yeah, mental health is a motherfucker. We all have mental health issues. Everybody got because it was raised.
PTSD, son. We all got that
Yeah,
shit, son.
nigga, I got PTSD. I have PTSD terrible. I can't be in a crowded place. I automatically think violence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'd be very quiet about it, but my whole mentality is we got to make it home.
Right.
Like it's a lot of times it took me a while to calm down a little bit, but it's still there. It's still there. My back is against the wall, and honestly, I'm ready to punch somebody in the face. No matter if it's not, you know what I'm saying? I'm fucked up. I'm fucked up. Like it's just a nigga got PTSD, and also it's how we was raised. Because that, you know, a lot of people need to talk to their parents, because you
Right. We
don't
don't have
even
to manage
realize
that
how
anger.
you don't even realize how your parents was raised. I didn't know
Right.
my mom. You know what I'm saying? I ain't found out about my mom's fighting a lot until after she passed. I
See
ain't
that?
find out till my mom's fighting a lot until after she passed. I had to speak to my aunt, like, yo, one of my cousins pretty much snitched. It was like, yo, your mom's fought a lot. And you know what I'm saying? And I wanted to understand why. Like, why are you like
Right.
that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I
Right.
didn't get a chance to speak to her and ask her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I didn't get a chance to speak to her and ask her. So, you know, me and my homeboy, you know, shout outs to my boy Son Spoon, and we went to high school together. We was fucking people up together. And come to find out, it's just, you know, how we was raised. And we had to get to figure out how, you know, like his pops was raised different. And he understand how, you know what I'm saying? After you get it, you like, wow, I didn't understand that. Because
But now you know.
it wasn't explained. You didn't even
Right.
ask a question. Like, you know, I used to ask my moms a question. I used to get, boy, get out my face.
Yep.
How about that?
I'm
Get out my face.
tired. Boy,
Go
get out my
outside.
face. You know what I'm saying? We didn't really have that connection of talking. So I always try to tell my boys, like, yo, whenever you want to talk about something, ask daddy anything.
Mm-hmm.
Ask me anything. I'm going to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to let you know the reason why for this. The best thought out answer I could possibly give at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, you think about it, like we also come from a time where, you know, showing love or people not having the ability to verbalize their love. So it was, you know what, my love is that I kept a roof over your head. I got you the new sneakers. You got a place to sleep. You know,
Yeah,
peaceful.
people don't understand that. People don't understand that love. I know people that went through that. You know what I'm saying? It just comes off aggressive and so on and so forth. But that, again, goes down to talking to your parents to understand how they was raised.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of like, you know what I'm saying? All we got was just do as I say. And, you know, our answer to that was like, oh, my God, this person, like, Jesus Christ, get the fuck out of you. You trying to fuck my own shit up with this
Fact.
bullshit.
That's
So
a fact.
it's just really communication on both sides. Please talk to your kids. I had a few women hit me up, was like, yo, I remember this lady was saying she had 2 boys, and that video helped her out with explaining to her sons, like, look, right now I can't do this. I can't get you to what's the name do that, but it won't change you. It's not going to change who you are. You're still going to be a good person. If they don't understand that, and she said her son calmed down. And it, you know what I'm saying? It was like he wasn't really into it. Changed the thing, and that fucking made me feel amazing. That something that of that talk, because I'm, you know, that was created because I didn't like my pops. My pops ain't teach me about women. Only thing I learned from my pops was you don't buy jewelry to be scared to wear it. He didn't teach me about women. He didn't teach me about women. He didn't teach me how to talk to a woman. He didn't teach me about business. He didn't teach her. My mother didn't teach me about business. My mother didn't teach me about talking to women. None of that. So we gotta that communication shit is a must. That is a must thing we must do.
Yo, you should put your pop slogan on a T-shirt. Yo, that's crazy. Yo, put that on a T-shirt.
I would never forget that he had a diamond ring that was crazy, and I was like, oh my, like I was small. I kept looking around like somebody was gonna rob him. Like, yo, you not scared to wear that? He was like, look, you don't buy jewelry to be scared to wear it. And that shit just changed my whole demeanor. Like, whoa,
right?
That's crazy.
Oh man.
But what other things, man? Because you have a vivid imagination between the New York Minute. I think you got hip hop chess going on. Let me ask you this.
I was trying to get that. I love chess. Actually, I'm fucking watching chess right now on that thing, and I fucking love chess, man. I love chess, and I just started learning too. I would love to do like chess and interviewing people at the same time playing the game, or just playing the game, and you know that is a hell of a thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, reading books on it.
Just take your advice and do it. Just take your own advice and just do it. Film it.
Yeah, I mean, I want to do it, but I can't. I didn't ask a couple hip hop people to play chess. You know, I guess I'm gonna just try to reach out to the Jizza, but I can't play the Jizza. I can't play the Jizza every game, all game. Like, I want to play different people.
That's right, man.
We got a question. It's that when is New York Minute coming back?
Well, thanks to fucking COVID and a lot of things that's going on. We started back filming, getting things together. I'm trying to learn how to write better, to get more deeper into the characters of the show. Trying to explain things of, you know, a lot of things you learn of why, you know, telling the story, telling a good story, you know, correctly, you know, because I'm competitive as shit. I talk a lot of shit, and I'm trying to body everything. I'm trying to body everyone and everything. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
leaving no witnesses out here.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta, you know, pull back and get it straight. Get it straight to, you know, I want it to be powerful. Like, it's, you know, I honestly, I like when crazy ass women run up on me and be like, yo, who's so and so? You know, I had an issue one time. These girls ran up on me, and she was like, can I ask you a question? I was like, what's up? She was like, when is season 2, and who baby is it? And I was like, she was like, when is season 2? Said it twice. When is season 2, and who baby is it? And I was just like, I can't tell you that. She's like, don't you write the show? She was like, yeah, write the show. She was like, yo, let me tell you something. It better be Deuce's baby, because if it ain't Deuce's baby, I'm not fucking with Simone no more. She a bird. And then just changed her mind, was like, yo, I love Simone. She remind me of my cousin. And I was like, oh, this is crazy. This is like super crazy. I was like, you do understand this is just a show, right? This is just.
But it's impactful. It's impactful, man.
Yo, you know something though. Like, it's funny you talk about like the character development, because one of the things that I do like about it is that it's the right amount of characters, and in my opinion, there's been the right amount of character development that has actually been put in place. Like, I watched a lot of Amazon Prime movies, especially during the pandemic. And one of the things that used to drive me crazy about it is that it would be like 40 characters and only 8 of them were relevant to the story. And they spent so much time introducing these other characters and giving us all this backstory and detail. It was really filler, and it had nothing to do with the actual main characters in the story. So I do think that it's like an art and a science to character development and knowing like what needs to be on screen for people to actually
Casting.
understand and
Yeah.
pull into the story
Well,
versus what can be implied.
I actually studied a lot of people, and one things I got from Spike Lee is you just pretty much pick a topic and you go for it. So I
Right.
always wanted to do something about change because life has changed. So, you know, life is about change and how hard
Right.
it is to change. They say, write what you know. So I came up with change, and I looked at things, all, you know, the mistakes people make, how to write it, how to build characters. Like I said, one thing I learned from the book in jail was give your characters a goal. If you give them a goal, people will follow them because they want to see them reach their goal. So you know Deuce is trying to exit the game. You know Simone is looking for love. You know Frizz wants to be a millionaire. You know Trav has a family secret, and you know Mars is trying to connect with his family. So once you have those elements there, those are 5 different things that everybody, but it's not, you know what I'm saying? Of course, some of them is fucking up, you know what I'm saying? But it's not about what they're doing. It's about what they're going through to make it to where
To
they
get
need
there.
to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's the trials and tribulations, because sometimes you have bad situations, and, you know, I'm doing it from a perspective of these dudes, you know, Deuce only know about business same day as me. Deuce only know about business because he was in jail and he learned about it. Before that, he didn't give a fuck about it. It was like me, take.
Mm-hmm.
But now that he's, you know, awakened to everything, now it's like, yo, you know, how can we do this better? Do we have to do this? Do we have to do this? And you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, it's not good. Shout outs to Coronelli in the building. You better
Yeah.
leave Moss alone, Coronelli.
Look, I went to a screening for Spike Lee, and he did a question and answer afterwards for that movie Red Hook Summer. And for those who haven't seen Red Hook Summer, it was a like a pastor in there that he was like the neighborhood pastor, but he was also a child molester. And a lot of people was like, how could you put something that horrific in the film and actually show, like, he had a scene where the intensity was ramped up so much that people were like, I know you're not going to show this. And they asked him about it in the Q&A, and he was like, one of the things about content is, he was like, if you got content that powerful, your content loses the power if you don't actually introduce it on screen. And I've always thought about that, like when I watch films, you know, and there's some sort of pivotal moment in a film that people choose to stay away from showing, but it's alluded to in the storyline. I'm like, that's a lost opportunity to
You got
actually
to put
further
the
develop your
uncomfortable in
story.
there. You got to put the uncomfortable in there because
Right.
it balances all of what's going on. So you have the good parts, but then, you know, the tragic part needs to be there because we all go through some. It's from tragedy to triumph, and how we raise up and get out of them things. You have to show that transgression of that happening. So,
Yeah.
you know, put it in there. Put it all in there, son.
My characters ain't no big drug dealers. They're struggling. They're trying to get it right. You know what I'm saying? I looked at a lot of web series. A lot of characters got $8 million, but yet they still live in the projects and don't have a car and all that other stuff. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff don't make sense. A lot of people want to live out superhero gangster shit. And you know what I'm saying? It's like a shootout every 2 seconds. I'm proud
Right.
I'm proud that I can grab everybody's attention with not that much violence. So when it does happen, it's special. It's not just not, like I said, it's not about the violence. It's not about, I maybe only showed probably drugs in there once or twice, because it's really about what their goals are. You know what I'm saying? Like,
My achievement. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? Shout outs to Rim the Villain who played Frizz. Frizz wants to be a millionaire, but he has no clue how to do it.
I
No
got a
fucking
bunch
clue.
named
No
Frizz.
clue how to do it. He would risk it all for $1. Risk it all. Because of when in his childhood he was teased as a child for being bummy. So he, in his mind, I'm never going back to that shit ever again.
Right.
So how in order for you to actually produce a 30-minute episode, how much filming do you actually have to do to get a 30-minute episode?
I learned when I first did the actual first episode, I was scared that I was going to over film, but that's before I found out every page equals a minute of screen time. And so you pretty much like every you know, once you figure that out, every page is a minute of screen time. So if you want to do 30 minutes, you got to do like 25 pages. You know, so I
Right.
down
Stretch
the
it out.
line, that you know, you gotta you know, I try to do like 45 to 55 pages.
Okay.
And you try to make sure, you know, you don't, you know, of course I made mistakes, terrible mistakes, but you know, that's why I'm happy when I see Scorsese make a mistake. And you know, I've watched Goodfellas enough to catch a majority of the mistakes in Goodfellas, as far as editing, filming, and all that other shit. So
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I feel good when I see the big guys make mistakes. And you know what I'm saying? So I was like, oh, okay.
You edit?
What?
You do the editing also?
Yeah.
Damn, yo, you
God
on
bless
fire,
you, bro.
Illa.
Got your hands on everything, son. That's what's up.
I mean, when you don't have it, well, actually, I do like fucking with the camera because there's a way to talk with the camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could show friendship, you can show who don't like each other, you could show a lot of things from the camera angle. You know, so you know, whenever there's a conversation or conflict, that's when you see the shot goes over the shoulder. That's, you know, no matter what, if a girl telling the dude, like, don't go outside or whatever, or they having an argument, you shoot it over the shoulder to show conflict. And you know what I'm saying? There's a way where, you know, you show guys that's on the same level, you have both of them facing the camera. So that way you show their friends, the moment there's a problem, you make them, it looks like a subtle thing, but you make them turn towards each other, so there goes the conflict. And once you can show that on camera, once you figure it out, you're like, oh shit, so now I look at movies, and I see it, and I was like, yeah, it makes sense.
The symbol, yeah, the
symbolism. I
symbolism.
see it now. Yeah, I see everything now. Like when, you know, if you ever see in a movie and the camera start going around a person in a circle, that means something's not right.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
confusing,
Just like,
right.
if you see the French tilt, something's not right.
Wow,
And then, like, it
that.
tell you everything was going on. It's like, oh, okay, now I learned. So you apply.
Yo, Illa, you giving us Hollywood hacks? What you doing, nigga?
Nah, but I've
Once
heard that.
you know what I'm saying? Once you see it, you apply it, and it makes it better as far as, you know, like, you know, Scorsese said, yeah, you have to learn how to tell the story with the camera. You know, along with the words and everything. The words will get you there, but you could tell it on camera. You could tell a power struggle. Like towards the end, when I really started getting into blocking, one of the best scenes for me is when Simone had beef with her cousin. Shout outs to Sharice Farmer and I forgot. Please don't kill me, woman. I forgot her name right now. But you know what I'm saying? That was a power struggle because you know what's the name that what is like Daydreamer? Damn, I don't want to fuck her name up, but
Your AG called you. He called you Illa Spilsberg.
Yeah, I learned from Spielberg too. Spielberg is an ill dude. So it's just like when Simone comes to the house, she walks past her cousin, and you know when I follow them in the room, they're both standing up. So Simone tells her cousin like, "Yo, you gave me this bullshit paper, da 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 da." So after she says it, you know, at the point when they're both standing, that's like the power clash. But Simone gives up her power the moment she sits down. So when she sits down, it looks like a regular thing, but when she sits down, she gives up her power. So now her cousin gets to talk the shit or whatever, but then Simone fights back and stands up and was like, this is bullshit. Da, 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 da. This is how you treat your family. I'm out. So when she was about to leave, her cousin starts clapping. When her cousin clapped, it's like, oh, she draws her back in. And she tells her why she did it. And once again, Simone comes in and is like, I don't understand. Like, that's so petty. And she sits down again. When she sits down the second time, she gave up her power entirely. And the cousin is telling her, now, bitch, you're going to work for me. So that scene is a whole power struggle, but it looks like a regular thing. And that's blocking. And that makes it, you know, to me, it makes the scene so much better because if somebody that know how to film sees it, they like, oh, Illa know what the fuck he doing. Boom. That's what, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure, I'm trying to get better with that, with everything. Because like I said, I talk entirely too much shit and I'm competitive as a motherfucker.
I like that you do a breakdown at the end of each episode too. I think that's dope.
Right.
Yeah, at one time I was definitely doing that and I stopped, and a lot of people was like, why did you stop doing that? You need to keep doing that.
You should.
Season 1, I definitely was giving a breakdown. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. So
writing the 16, how do you compare writing the 16 to writing the script? Does writing the 16 or writing your rhymes or writing your lyrics, does that bleed into your creativity when creating a script?
I mean, you try to write for different people. You don't want everybody to sound the same. So you know, once you get the character of this person, you know, this person jokes around a lot. This person don't joke around a lot. This person is very quiet. You have to keep that in mind as you write. As far as writing the 16, most likely it's what are you trying to say?
Right.
During the 16, like right now, at this point in time, I'm going back to topics. And that is, you know, pretty much is almost writing the movie, but you know, it's now you get into the similes and entendres and everything, because now, you know, I've seen a conversation where they were saying like a dope MC, somebody that does entendres. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I've been doing fucking entendres since fucking high school. So I was like, so now I'm gonna overdo it with the entendres. And you know what I'm saying? I have for the, you know, the next project I'm doing, Dinner Malt Liquor, October 14th, illaghee.net. I have a song on there called Umbra. And Umbra is about being in the darkness. So the whole song is about being in the shadows. And that whole shit is an entendre.
Wow. How about that? That's going to be dope.
I was just by you talking about the entendres, I was thinking about what we were saying earlier about lyricism and lyricism and understanding that you don't have to necessarily be the most lyrical dude to be successful or to make great records. And it just made, just listening to you talk, made me think about like some of the stuff that I see. I don't know, you watch this, like the smack battles?
Sometimes, yeah.
And you see like the schemes, the entendres, the wordplay, like all of the stuff. Yeah. But then when you hear the songs, you be like, yo, what the hell? What's going on here?
Yeah, because they don't. It's not a rhythm to it. There's no beat.
Yeah.
So when the beat changes everything, because now you're trying to make that. Now you're trying to have the great beat alongside this, you know what I'm saying, situation, and that changes. And you know, you just don't. That's a whole different monster. So
trying to fit the schemes and all that in the beat instead of actually just understanding cadence and, you know, stuff like that. That seems to be like what everybody's going with a lot now, just cadence. Like being a wordsmith is a value, but it seems like that people would just appreciate like it. Can you just ride the beat?
Yeah,
right.
I mean, sometimes it's necessary. Depending on what you're saying, it's necessary to just ride the beat. I did it on Hold You Down. And,
yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like sometimes you can still say what you want to say, just, you know, ride the beat. And that's the difference between song and MCing. So a lot of times, you know, when you're making a song, make the song. If you're going to MC.
There you go. Slap hoes and eat bacon, goddammit.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, man. Yo, you got cross promotion going on in New York Minute too, because I listened to the score. I'm like, oh, okay, so you got the songs in here, and also you got to get your merch in there though.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. Put the merch in there, because with the songs, it's like, okay, I own them. So, you know, that's the best way to put your songs out there if you own them. You know, I ain't got to worry about, you know, things getting blocked and all that other stuff. You know, you just put your own music in there. You know, I got friends. I ask friends to be the producers to, you know, put their beat in there. And as you know, a lot of the instrumentals. But when it comes to the songs, yeah, I can afford it because it's mine.
That's my shit. That's right.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Nah.
You got any more left, Shaw?
No, I just want to say thank you again, Illa, for pulling up and doing this.
No doubt. I appreciate it. This is very, very dope, man. Very dope.
I'm inspired by you because I'm like, God damn, like, yo, this is the hardest working dude in rap
everything.
right now.
His hands is in everything. So it's in the cookie jar, it's in the refrigerators, in the cabinet.
I'm actually working on my autobiography right now.
Yo, and the reason why I'm inspired, because in my mind, like, I've been playing where I'm like, damn, yo, I want to do a No Ideas original album, and I want to pluck like artists that we've interviewed, and then I'm looking at your web series. I'm like, damn, like, yo, maybe we could write a script. Maybe we could. It's just it's inspiring and refreshing to see somebody have an idea and take that idea and be like, you know what, I'm just doing it. Like I like that.
Write what you know, come up with a concept of it, and you know what I'm saying, what it's mainly about, and pretty much stick to it. Now, there's things I've I wish I would have learned. I know how to do better now for the next web series or something that I do, and yeah, like just look and study it before you do it. Like I really love being behind the camera, seeing a story come to life that I put together. So
there you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in the universe. You got to make a movie.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. I have an idea. I'm working on a movie now called 80/20.
Yeah, you gotta put your movie out, bro.
Yeah, it's called 80/20. I'm working on writing that right now.
So before we let you go, real quick, tell us the date and the name of the new album.
New project. It's an EP. The new EP is called Denim Malt Liquor, and it's gonna be out October 14th, 2022. Only on illaghee.net. You only be able to, if you join the website, you'll be able to get it. That's the only way you can get it on illaghee.net. The merch, signature logo T-shirt, everything is on illaghee.net. New York Minute, illaghee.net. Everything is on illaghee.net. I have 2 songs that you can download for free currently on illaghee.net. One is called Walk On By, produced by Crummy Beast. The other one is called Milk Gravy, produced by Jules Polar.
I love it, son. I love it. I love the shit he say out his mouth, son. Milk gravy, son.
Yeah.
Yo, son. I parked the Maserati in the suite. Don't even talk to me. I love all that shit, G. I swear to you, yo.
On Milk Gravy, I just did a like an entendre. I was like 7 gods, 7 heavens, and 7 devils. Hold on.
Yeah.
And basically, I said 7 times. So 7 times 7 is 49, which is I'm 49 years old. And I said 7 lifetimes that you die once. And that one time means that I'll be 50 soon. Also, the angel 7 is a powerful number because the number 3 means earth. And number 4 is what? The heavens? Am I correctly? Yeah, no. 3 is the heavens, 4 is soul and body. So, that number 7 always been mine since I was little. So you got the angel. The first 3 is like the angels, which means completion, spirituality, so on and so forth. Then I broke up the other 4, and it altogether it just means that I'm turning 50 and I'm spiritually and I'm on another level completed, and so on and so forth.
You want to give any shout outs before we bounce?
I want to shout out to, like Snoop Dogg said, me, because for believing in me, for fucking with now. Shout out to everybody. I'm not alone in this. Everybody that helps me out. Shout out my management. My love nugget. Please don't take that wrong. That is my manager, and that is an inside joke. Annette Corrado from LA. If you want to book me for shows, holla at Hi. Damn, she's gonna kill me. Hi Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Rhyme Fanatic. You know what I'm saying? Hit her up or hit me up. If you want to book for a show versus everything. Shout outs to Juice Polar, shout outs to Crummy B, shout outs to Team Demo. Shout out my 2 female artists, Pretty Bully and Fever More Fire. Make sure you check them out. They're super problems. Super problem. Fever's from East New York, Pretty Bully is from Buffalo. And those are my assassins, my female assassins. Before you even come any direction to me, you need to get through them first.
That's right. And yo, don't forget to hit up Kid, because he said DM him after this too.
Oh,
son.
yes, I definitely seen it. Shout outs to my boy BQ Banger. What up, my dude? Sumner, Slap Hosey, Bacon.
Slap Hosey, Bacon. I love it, son.
Illaghee.net. Illaghee.net.
I love it, yo.
Appreciate you. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the No Ideas Original Podcast. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace, everybody.
Peace.
Truth.